Hi there, I'm Sean Colvin, and today we're on Controversies in Science. We'll be discussing government regulations in the oil sands. Coming all the way from Delaware, controversial yet mind-shapingly brilliant Dr. P. Newman.
Glad
How
to
are
be
you,
here,
Doctor?
Sean. Thank you. I love your show. Controversies in Science is the favorite of my niece.
It's great to finally meet you, Doctor. I've heard only glorious things.
Oh.
So, how long have you been working in the Canadian government?
Well, I've been with the Canadian government, the provincial government
Yeah.
here in Alberta, for 4 years now. Before that, I was doing public scholarship efforts at the University of Delaware, as you know.
Mhm.
And I also have worked extensively with private enterprise throughout my career, and land reclamation, and land management, and
It's
sustainability.
been all over the
So
place.
I have many experiences over the course of my career in all of the issues that I'm sure you're going to throw at me
Oh,
today.
yeah, we did want to bring your brilliant mind in here and dissect
Happy
it.
to
so.
be here. Happy to be
So
here.
yeah, we'll get right at it then, Doctor, if you don't mind.
Please.
First question, is the government looking out for the public's interest enough, or are they being neglected?
Great question, Sean, and I'm happy to address it. The idea that the public doesn't have a voice. It's an idea being tossed around by a very vocal yet very minor segment of Alberta's population.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of people are being heard, and we take their voices very seriously. I know from experience, the first thing on my desk every morning is a compilation of what the public wants us to know. I get letters all the time from diligent citizens, and I'm very interested in what they have to say.
Are those compliments or are those critiques?
Hey, well, I mean, some are compliments, some are critiques. We have a very militant environmental wing here in Alberta, which, frankly, I'm not too fond of, and I don't think what they're doing is very productive.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the public is being heard. We don't close an ear to the public, and frankly, we have an equal open ear to private and public voices. So
Okay, Doctor, I'm going to stop you there.
Please.
A lot of the public is addressing the issue of foreign ownership and suggesting that local companies are being diluted at the expense of these foreign ownership.
I've heard those rumors.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on the issue, Doctor? Please.
They're nothing more than rumors, Sean. The fact remains, the foreign ownership came into Alberta initially to get development underway. These are very remote areas of land that are being looked at for development, and they require extensive capital, as you know.
Yes, very true.
Now we bring in foreign companies that have the wherewithal, the knowledge, and the resources to develop this land. Okay, so there were incentives to begin with, but now everything has tapered off into a level playing field. If somebody in Alberta has the capital, they are just as many advantages as foreign capital. So I want to stress the point that foreign capital put Alberta in the position it's in now, and the playing field has completely leveled out.
Has the influence of the foreign ownerships over local owners been increased too much? That seems to be a pressing concern of the public. The
Indeed, it
of
is.
foreign
Indeed,
corporations.
influence is, and I've heard all of the critiques about Cynthia Donahue, ex-Syncrude chief executive, now working in my department as top advisor, and I deal with her on a daily basis. She has no conflict of interest. I can stress that, but what she does have is an intimate ability to communicate her knowledge to corporations and receive knowledge from corporations. That dialogue is imperative to sustainable development.
And does that dialogue, does it dodge bias?
The dialogue, the public, if they're interested in it, they can sit in on the meetings. They can put their attention toward corporations in a respectful manner where they can receive, in turn, the adequate information. But I cannot stress enough that our relationship with corporations is for the benefit of all.
Okay, Doctor, we must be moving on.
Okay, please.
Next on the subject is the tar sands.
Something I'm very intimate with.
I have heard. So this project is the biggest of our time, and is also known to produce the most damage out of any other project ever before. What are your thoughts on this?
Damage, to say that it's producing damage is a vast
environmental damage, obviously.
A vast overstatement. I want to stress this point in particular. For the amount of development going on, there has never been in our day and age so little repercussions. Our most advanced technology is just north here in Alberta. Just beyond those hills over there.
But how is that equipment, Doctor? How is it getting to those hills?
Let me tell you,
other regions of Alberta.
the infrastructure we have in place to move personnel and equipment is state of the art. And frankly, we are continuing on a progressive road towards sustainability. All of our new advancements are actually impacting the environment in a positive way. We've seen actual reductions in water pollution, air pollution, and seen better abilities in land management infrastructure, and yet production continues to increase. So to the militant environmentalist, this equation makes no sense. They automatically assume that production increases mean deregulation in the environment and what, like you said, catastrophic impact.
So you feel as though the government is regulating these production...
Sir, I do not feel. I know all the regulations are perfectly in place to ensure the continued well-being of Alberta wildlife and environment. And I am on the front lines of this debate. And I've seen it from both perspectives, and I can tell you that legislation is intact, and it is the type of legislation that leads to a healthy environment.
What are your thoughts on the controversial claims that have stained your name?
If you're referring to my
ties with both industry
my
and
ties
environment.
with Shell in particular, yeah, I have no qualms about admitting my ties with corporate enterprise, and I'll say it this way. I do not care what that small but vocal minority is saying, because I know first-handedly that progress and sustainability are two compatible endeavors.
Well, there you have it, folks. Controversy or not, you make the
Glad
claim.
to be here on
Dr.
Controversy.
Peterman,
Happy
just to have
back
here.
for another debate. I'm happy to be
Absolutely.